we've been indoctrinated to read it a certain way. So our ability to discern certain truths is slanted at best. Thank God when Jesus came, he trumped something that kind of shook up the foundation of the religious establishment. He said, you have heard it said by Moses. He didn't say it, but that's what he was talking about. You've heard it in the Old Testament, but verily, verily, I say unto you. So he was the explanation of the documentation. And most of us settle for the Holy Writ and not the life that's within the writ, right? So that, am I right? So that what we read can come alive in us. So that's all my study is. When I get to study and dissecting things, if I go Hebrew, Greek, whatever language God decides to decode to me by the Spirit of God, I'm always looking for life. He came that we can have church. Okay. Bible studies. Okay. He didn't come for that? Conferences. No, he didn't come for that. He came that we may have life and what? That more abundantly. Or the increase of the impartation of that life. Not a church call, not an altar call, not a confessional. Right? Because most of us we don't experience God on that level. The church, I'm not picking with nobody, I'm just saying we don't have those encounters with God, those landmarks. We're more contentious and religious for certain landmarks in scriptures, yet there are certain experiences we should just, that same tenacity we have to make sure we don't get off point. We should be seeking after too as we encounter God. Every time the scriptures are open, the bread is broken, the mysteries are released, we should have an encounter. So in all the teachings, I don't care what topic, what matter, subject matter, whatever is going on, out from that, you should expect for it to come alive. Amen. Trust me, you're going to get bored. I'm serious. You're just going to come to church, and then I'm going to want to go another level and want to say something outside of the box, and you're going to cut me off. Right? I can't look back here no more. I'm so used to it. I think it just gets your attention, but I can't do it no more. So we're going to look at the word. Go to Matthew 4. So we talked about, I believe we talked about catechtizo. We did, right? God is bringing some alignment to the church. Right? Let me just refer a little bit to that. God is restoring. The word means to restore or repair. God is repairing the original function. Right? He's thoroughly preparing the original function so we can meet the demands. Y'all understand this? What we're building in the earth? I know we read stuff like, as in the days of Noah. And then most of us are trying to get out of here. But in the days of Noah, something was going on. While everybody else was doing what they were doing, right? Eating, drinking, marrying, giving in marriage. That's what it says. Noah was doing something. What was Noah doing? Following God. Being obedient to the Father. Building something that would save his generation. Right? Am I right? That's what he was doing in the days, right? Days of Noah was building. Something in the earth that will be a visible representation of his relationship with God. Come on now. Amen. That's why we go to church? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much it. We come, some come to lead, some come to learn, but then there's a little special group of people come to live. Amen. You just got to figure out which way you're going to go with it. Am I going to come to lead because I'm hearing something that's outside of my box? I'm sorry, God is raising up voices outside of the box that ain't even caught up in the fanfare, the chuck wagon. Chuck wagon game. Peacocks. Come on. Where it's all about them. God is raising apostles and prophets. I was listening to a friend of mine. She was talking about how raising up people like us, people of like passion, to do the very same things we do. Ultimately, that is the goal. Not to have this big old storehouse where you hang out and you blow 20 years of nothing. I told God when I was incarcerated, do not send me to a church I can't do nothing. That's what I said. I do not want to go to a church. Thank God I went to a church that every part was functioning. Amen. If they want to. Let me just rephrase that. Let me make a disclaimer, because I can't say every part, because there was some people just like us in here that just couldn't really get on board. But for those who had the impetus to do it and was emphatic with it and knew they had a passion that could, a fire was deep down in their soul, amen, there was no holds barred. If you wanted to cast devils out, you learned how to cast devils. You needed to hear the voice of God, you was trained how to hear the voice of God. If you need to do the work of the ministry, you could participate. That should make you so happy. It made your hair stand up on your head. It made mine. I was so excited. But this catechizo is that we're moving beyond theory into full-fledged operation. That every part, every facet of grace has been restored to the body, is being raised up out of obscurity, being restored. That every part is becoming visible, amen, and valid. I know I can't go back to say everything I said on the last teaching, but I'm just giving you a snippet of how I'm able to pull this thing together to bring us into alignment. But ultimately, every facet, every restorative grace, everything that God has done, specifically in the last 50 years, is for the body ministry. Amen. That the body may be built up. Amen. We talked about it in Ephesians 4. We're going to look at it next week, how the Ephesians 4 principle is intact. I don't care who's watching. Don't believe that the fivefold ministry is for the day or not. We didn't set it. God said it as it pleased him. Mm-hmm. Amen. Amen. He didn't leave it up to us. You can't vote it. It's not on the table. It's not 66.6 2/3 vote. Ain't got nothing to do with it. It's the hand of God. Isaiah 14:27. Who can disannul his hand? Yes. Absolutely nobody. I'm telling you, all flesh is as grass. Yes. And what God is doing. He's blowing on everything that's not like him. Trust me. And most of us are searching for straws and needles. And look, trust me, most of us just trying to figure, we fighting devils and there ain't no devil to fight. Come on. And it's just God looking for God. Mm-hmm. Yes. Deep. Calling it deep. That's God looking for God. Amen. Right? That's what the scripture says in 1 Corinthians 2:9. Eyes haven't seen, ears haven't heard, neither have it in the hearts of men the things that God has prepared for them that who love him. Right? Amen. But God revealed them by his spirit. Yea, the deep things of God. Yes, yes. So church people ain't supposed to be shallow. No. You're supposed to sit around and say, oh, know what you're talking about tonight, dude. In the cleft of the rock, in the secret place of the stairs, you open up your ears, you can hear what the Spirit of God is saying. As the Shulamite said, the song, it says that the voice of the turtle dove is heard in our land. You ever heard that before? The voice of the turtle dove. What turtle dove? The same turtle dove that was on Jesus. Yes. That sat on him in Jordan. Yes. The same voice. It's only amplified now. Why? Because it rests upon a many-membered body. So now we can be in Joliet and in Africa and in whatever city you like, in whatever state you like. And God has put people there, right, to blow the trumpet. Say, this is the way, walk ye in it. Amen. Good stuff, ain't it? Yeah. So he wants to edify, equip, establish us, not in theory, not in speculation, but in absolute truth. Not left, it's not even left for negotiation. You can't garner this. You can't bargain this. You can't put it on the, come on now, you can't eBay it. It's not even on eBay, Facebook. You can't, all of those things are great. But what God is sealing on the tablets of people's heart is so much greater. That's why we need respectable voices that can't be bought.
Yes, yes, amen.
We can't be bought. Some of my friends can't touch. I was telling a friend of mine, they can't touch certain segments of society. And we talk privately, and they agree. But they can't use their voice on their platform because it's going to cost them. I had a friend of mine just called me, David Mahone. He called me, I told Prophet. He gave, it was about 17 years ago. He was leaving the church, I don't know why, but he wanted to give me his church in Huntsville, Alabama. It had 300 people. Wanted to give me $40,000 at the time. $40,000 a year was good. Had your own parsonage, leasing cars. Come on now. And God, I prayed. Did I pray about it? Oh yeah. I prayed about it. I ain't gonna even lie. We had a good group, by the way. We didn't have quite 300, but we had a good group at that time. Yeah. And I had to see a guy. I said, nope. I called him and said, no, can't do it. To the natural man, you could have heard them voices. What are you doing? Come on, dude. You know how much better it would be? But you know what? I'd rather God get the honor of whatever he's doing. Because a guy will huff and puff and blow that house down. We try to figure out what's going on. Well, you know what was going on. You went for greed, not for need. But anyhow, let's get to this point. Let's go to Matthew 4. We're going to talk about this first point. Everything I'm going to give you thus far from this point is catatizo. Catatizo is the word, to be equipped, to be empowered, to bring